but you play me like a clown and you fool, bitch. So just step back, or I'm mad that when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell, and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. I'm back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean, revolution machine. Won't want people stay, they sweat. For today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly this, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, and you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
Back on your knees and
okay. I don't know what happened there at the end there.
I'll tell you the description of it. It'd be echoed.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that.
It'd be twice as much of words you're not supposed to say. You messed up the best part, dude.
I did. I messed up the best part.
You messed up the climax.
I don't have my samples, bro. My samples are not working, so I had to play that from I don't know, iMovie, iTunes.
I've really grown to like that. I didn't realize I was on YouTube. I mean, like as a song with that little video, you know.
Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, and you were much younger then.
Yeah, short hair. I was actually detoxing from opiates during that song.
It was interesting to when was that video made?
That was October 2013, or no, I don't know. I was getting off opiates. It was one of the first times I was getting off opiates, and I failed.
What's up, Paco? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Paco's here with us.
What's happening, Jim?
Not much. Just for the grateful for the fact that I remember when it's Tuesday in time to not forget. I've got a pretty good streak going.
I figured I'd bring this girl out. I've got a new little rig, you know. Figured I'd
All right, yeah. Be envious.
polish her off on the new
I'm
bar
jealous.
here.
I'm in a dispensary, so I can't smoke weed.
I know, isn't that ironic?
It doesn't make sense.
Now,
You know what's crazy in Oregon? When I as a medical patient, as an employee working anywhere in the cannabis industry, they had to have an actual medicating room for me to medicate. So if I worked on a dispensary, they have to have a medicating area.
that's
If
crazy.
they had cultivation area, they had to have a medicating area for me to medicate by law.
Well, laws, funny things that they are, you can go to a dispensary and park 20 on their property, or just off it, rather, on their property, 25 feet or more from the door. And it's up to them. They can say, oh, yeah, we're good with that, but they're not. There's no smoking on premises, even for patients, even out in their car where they're allowed to by law if it wasn't your property. Now, if they're just off the parking lot on the road, they can open their windows and do that. And there's nothing. But I thought, wouldn't it? I mean, it just seems like being tone deaf for a dispensary to have that. I mean, parking right under a no smoking sign.
It's a monopolization of a recreational industry in the state of New Jersey. It's been real here, Jimmy.
Yeah, but like I always say, and I got to ask myself now and then, does it surprise me? No. Well, then I'm just
Exactly.
It doesn't. What I'm looking for is somebody to go, well, yeah, I'm a little surprised. Well, first of all, they won't be from New Jersey if they say that. Or they're pretending to be from New Jersey and their identity would be blown. Because if you're from New Jersey, you're shaking your head pretty much. Anything to do with follow the money. Yeah. Slice of the pie, man.
Yeah.
What kind of slice of the pie do you want? Extra large with toppings.
That's the sad reality of New Jersey, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, like, me as a medical patient, like, I was a medical patient here in the state of New Jersey, and then, like, I literally became, excuse me, that time. I became a medical patient refugee moving to the West Coast. And then I learned the cannabis industry from then in on out, and then learned how to cultivate my own medication the right way. It sucks that as a disabled medical patient, that I had to go through that to come back here and still have to pay a crazy exuberant amount of money for my medication. Like, realistically speaking.
Well, then I ask myself, does it surprise me that it's taken this long to get legalization of home grow for patients, a hearing? I'd be having to say, yeah, I totally misread that. If you asked me 3 years ago, with this that you're just finding out, it seems to be like it might not get heard before the end of this. Well, there's plenty of time. Why not? And then you kind of figure it out. It gets reposted the next session. And you ask myself, what are the chances of getting it heard in the first half of the session? And I thought I should be pretty good because it was already up getting co-sponsors,
Yeah.
And then, no, didn't get a hearing. And what about the next? No, didn't get a hearing. Now it's in its third session, and it's approaching the second half of the third session. And man, there's no way to look at it. It's got to, if it was anybody's fault, it's like people like me who maybe didn't take it serious enough back then, like it was just on that path, and it helped steer it a little bit. Didn't know.
You can't blame that on yourself, man. It's the greed.
But I always did it. Yeah, I'm from New Jersey. Does it surprise me? And yeah, it kind of did in a way, And so now it's almost like the people that can't see it for what it is now within the advocacy community is reminding me almost of a parallel situation for the national political climate. Everybody's carrying signs, mostly say hooray for our side, to quote For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. But the point is okay, the Ratari is a good litmus test. Everybody should think, you know what? Asking good natured, making a point, And those who can, I don't know how to deal with, actually, except for to gravitate away from and more towards what I know needs to be done. Because, it's not about what people think of me, that's for sure. And I start to feel like it is sometimes, I think. I don't know. Lefty's laughing. He's like, that happened to me once. I don't know. Twice, yeah.
Lefty, you're muted.
Yeah.
I got a lot of noise here. But yeah, you're right. I went through that already. I've been canceled, shadow banned, and slow played on internet.
I'm not the only one.
Perks of the internet. Perks of the internet, man.
You talk about weed and you hate you piss off the Democrats. Because I piss off the Democrats as well as Republicans. So I'm shadow banned. I'm totally shadow banned on every platform.
Well, the fact that I had something up and it stayed up on Nick Scutari's page, I found that a little gratifying.
Yes.
Because he should know that if I put it up, I guess he could imagine it. I mean, maybe somebody else does this for him and he follows our advice, social media advisor. I would assume that's now he's probably got somebody watching it. He doesn't want something to slip through. He doesn't want to spend time on Facebook, But that I take a screenshot right afterwards because but I took not only all the poking out, but it sounds so bad. If I try to make it as palatable as I can for him or people who like him, like people that go to his Facebook presence, there's a lot of people that have their one sentence statement, but somehow putting up a picture of him that I took 10 years ago and when he was surprised, yada, yada, was just very, and I was wrong about that. I thought maybe that'd get taken down, but it wouldn't be right. If he takes it down, I could say, here's a screenshot and put up my own thing and say he's a coward, and whatever. It's, I'm looking forward to the 23rd. The thing I'm not looking forward to is the 10 days before that, I'll be in Tom's River being stepdad George's sole caretaker for a while Rick's in Canada. And I'm going to have to keep telling myself I got to get right on it. I have that little, Kathy, what do I got? An iPad?
Yes.
Yep. All right. I got no alpha male in me. I'm sorry. I prefer convenience, I know I got a mute button. I could hold on.
I'm your better 2/3.
Yeah. I'll mute you.
We want to hear it.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the 23rd is going to be interesting, and between now and then, it's not really. It's a pretty identifiable line to walk. There's a board meeting, but you have board meetings like where everybody can see them unless we're doing business. And with the coalition, I don't discuss anybody's particular opinions, but I do we or do we not support something, and to what degree I can certainly do, and to that degree, I somehow got interest in what I wrote about Scutari and needing to get a board letter to him. So it looks like we're going to send something out, and I'm not going to be taking part in what goes out, but everybody saw what I would send to him. And I won't even share that with you, but just to let your imagination run for a second and say, yeah, it's probably. But that's all part of covering all the bases more than once. Because I'll be honest with you, I really need a certain amount of stuff in play that I can refer to when I do have somebody contact the Mendham Police as well as Scutari's office with my plans. But there's for me, no real hurry for that. The fun part is when they're back in session. So it just sort of should be, already on the table by then. But I don't know. It's somehow, weirdly enough, in the effort to cover all the bases before, extending it to that. He might actually end up feeling the pressure. You don't know. But Rattari and the 23rd is really going to be awesome. I just have to have all the signs made up before I go to Tom's River, so I'll be able to exhibit them to you at another time. So the hippie tribe should be represented there. They look for things to do, and this is right up the alley. Monday as it is, if people are at work, they're at work. But so here's to getting some people out. It's funny. You look like you really planned something well. Like, Paco, I've been telling Lefty since he talked about getting an inflatable rat and saying, well, you got to blow it up somewhere first before you take it out and do it. I mean, you want to know how it's going to inflate. And
you got to take it for a test flight,
Yeah. But he's like in Bayonne, I'm down here and yada, yada, yada. All of a sudden, it's somehow the fourth Thursday, and I thought it was the third. And he's got Ratari on its test run at the State House. And when I was so shocked when I realized, holy crap, I was on the phone with Rick and he says, why aren't you in Trenton? Holy shit, it can't be. It felt like it was mid the month. This is fourth Thursday. It's at the end of the month.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I go there and there's really Lefty and nobody there. Except I didn't know it was Jelani Gibson, a reporter for who, Lefty? I don't know. He wrote something before that I took issue with, and I didn't know it was him. But anyway, there was nobody there. So I figured rather than say, nobody showed up, we called it a cold opening for Ratari, Nah, we didn't want anybody here. It's a cold opening. We want to make sure you inflate it right and, how we would secure it for the opening, which is on the 23rd, not still ahead,
Right.
I mean, it's not like I have a thing about crowd size at an event, but, like having absolutely nobody specifically come to be there. But that just made the day really fun too, though. What's up, Sue?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Some medical.
So you had a soft launch. Right?
A soft opening. That's what it is.
A soft opening, a soft
Yeah.
launch.
A soft flate.
No, we we broke even. We spent no money, so a lot of people can't say that on a soft opening. Okay, yeah, it's not costing them money.
Yeah.
We found a way to do it for nothing. You just don't tell anybody. Make sure nobody shows up. And they'll be courteous. They're not going to ask, why can't I show up? And we do it. But rather than me go to like Bayonne or we find somewhere a parking lot to do it in between that you can plug it. You know what? Why not just do it where it's going to be? So it's my story and I'm sticking to it.
There you go.
And I'll put my hand on a Bible because I'm not that kind of person.
Jim, for like 2 seconds, they thought you were Tommy Chong.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment. And having met him, then WMMR lost their photos that they take, of everybody there. And they lost mine.
You've been mistaken for a member of the Grateful Dead too. You know that, right?
Yeah. I saved a couple of
That's
pictures of me looking kind of like that with a guitar.
I have a picture of you and me, and
guitar,
that's what somebody said. Who is that?
Well, I got pictures of me with guitar in hand and, singing, and with them, if you squint, it's not a big picture. It's like, well, okay. The funny thing is too, if there's a really, really good group that, does a group like a Beatles cover band or something. I mean, somebody's like really good. It's nice because if they're good enough to play somewhere that seats like 1,500 people, you don't want good seats. You want to sit in the back, and if you have glasses, don't wear them. And all of a sudden, you're listening to them, and they kind of look like them. And that can be very good. I forget which one I saw, or Kathy and me saw in Atlantic City, and that's what happened, and it wasn't planned. But see how it can make a last row seat seem like an advantage and a plan, and nobody showing up, like a soft opening rather than nobody fucking showed up. Hey, I could be like somebody's PR person. That's pretty good resume right there with those two, and they're just like right now flying.
Why not?
So September 23rd is the next date, right?
Yeah, it's a Monday.
I'm in San Diego, but I already have everybody lined up for the Thursday night podcast. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you
Right.
got Gary this Thursday. We have Marilyn Pierce the following Thursday, and then the Air Force trauma nurse. What's his name? Jason Straw, who you will bond with. He lost his wife. Okay, and he's got a good story to tell. And he and I talked, and I said to him, you know what, you and Jim will.
His name sounds familiar.
He's a U.S. Air Force. He's retired from the Air Force, but he was a trauma nurse, and so was his wife. They were both in the Air Force. So, but she had ovarian cancer, and I let him tell his story. But she was also a cannabis patient, so it was a little bit. It's a very convoluted story, because they were in the Air Force, and he couldn't even take her to the veterans hospital, and it's a sad story. That's it.
Good, because it's sometimes, I mean, even when somebody's on and has the sad story, that's kind of what. Yes.
This is the reality.
It's a sad story,
right?
And it should be treated a little more as such.
Right.
And the more people start to get the feel of that, the more they're not going to like Ratori.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I thought.
So basically, you got to poison his well. That's all.
Yeah, you know what?
That's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. Come on.
He got dropped right into my lap too. That was like a very strange meeting that we had. Yeah. Good. It wasn't. I've been looking for a patient. I haven't really been looking for someone that was married to a patient.
Yeah.
That works. And then he and I started to talk, and I was like, damn, because he's a trauma nurse. I'm a trauma nurse, blah, 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 and when he told me his whole story, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So, and he's excited to be on to tell his story.
Well, I like to look people up before they come on the show, I mean, if I were going to react to something and that was part of the show, I wouldn't do it, like, tell us about yourself. But I kind of already like to know a bit about a person because it makes it so much more fascinating for me.
Didn't I send you the names already, Lefty?
Would you re-put them on wherever I'll see them? I want to make sure I look at both of them.
Lefty, is it on the pizza thing? The vote is pizza. Let me see. Wait.
Right. That's what it looks like. Giant billboard on the roof, leaning right towards them.
Let me see if I can do this without kicking me off.
The vote is pizza.
The vote is pizza. Is there a Jason Straw on there?
Jason Straw. I can look. I'll remember him.
Yeah, look him up. I might have maybe I just sent Lefty a text. Wait, I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, mute.
I'm running out to my car for a minute.
No.
Might as well just hang out in the car, Lefty. It's not that hot outside, to be honest.
Jimmy, you want me to just send you a text? You don't even look at your text messages, so no. Okay. Were those human remains? Were those human remains? What else do we have on the agenda? Anything else? Jim, you're muted.
They're both muted. Jim and Lefty are muted.
Oh, that's a good thing.
I'm just here for support clouds.
Oh, so you're gonna left? Yeah, there you go.
You're muted, Lefty.
I like it when I get to tell somebody that they're muted because I'm the low
You're
person
the king of mute.
on any technical totem pole. You know, and I'm down looking up. You know, but so it's kind of nice. Like, you know, I played Hearts or something like card games. Seriously, I a lot of things just don't click with me. But that just meant at times I could fool somebody when I did understand something.
Did you ever play Crazy Eights?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a kid. See, it's not good when I got to play. Like if you're playing with teammates and something like Hearts, you know, I'm always the drag. You know, I don't like that. I don't know why that is. Honestly, I call myself directionally challenged.
Compared?
Yeah. Remember, I always blame it on the directions. But even I know if every time I blame it on all the cars that are riding in a line behind me for wanting to go too fast, if that's no, I'm the problem if I'm at the head of the line. So basically, you know,
I always blame it on the directions too. I get it. I just yelled at Jay because he told me some exit to get off, and it was the wrong exit, so I got lost. And instead of using my, Google Maps, which is right in the car, I'd rather have somebody just tell me where I'm going.
I agree. Hey, I tried. I thought it just goes back so long with me. It took a while to get over the embarrassment of I'll cooking something that started with parboiling. And I didn't know what parboiling meant. And there was no clicking. What does parboiling mean? No, it was like a dictionary. I don't have one. I can't find a dictionary. I got to parboil it. I don't want to mess it up, so I can't. I made something else, and I was married first time. I guess I was 22 then. I had to say, well, I made something different because I didn't know how to parboil something. It took a while to live down. But anyway, and then I'm also the guy when it says, don't tighten this screw.
You do.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Once. Only once. After that, no more tightening screws if it says not to. And stop anybody that thinks otherwise, too. I've done that once. I let somebody do it when I knew okay. It was funny till it involved backstepping a lot. Yeah. There's a reason. Yep. Challenged. What is it?
Lef, do you have anything else on the agenda?
I think there should be. There was. I remember we were talking about something on. Well, could have been Thursday. You're muted
yourself.
There's NECAN coming up. I gave Wednesday a bunch of flyers to give out at NECAN because she's working the CMMNJ booth.
Flyers about what?
We also have shit. I can't look at my calendar right now. I think. Let's try it.
The 3rd. Anybody that gets a check on the 3rd always knows when the 3rd is. Not a check, but Catch me in about 20 days. How many days till the 3rd? Coming up. I know that like my birthday.
So Ratari will be at the Expo in full effect Thousands of people will see Rattari.
What day
in
is
the
that?
Signage.
Okay, what
So
day
that's
is
going to
that?
be a very, very good opportunity for Rattari to get his name out there and for us to
What
get
day
a
is it?
story out there. Stories. Lots of stories.
When it,
What's
Lots of
when
pain
is
behind
it?
that fucking rat, unfortunately.
Okay, when is it?
Good day, sister. Good day.
Can you hear me?
I don't know what day and any,
Shit, I can't hear you guys. Shit.
Yeah, we could hear you, but you can't hear us.
What's
Lester.
going on here? Hold on.
all this so he can have a smoke. Wow.
Yeah, really.
Isn't that something?
I'm just gonna have to get him some edibles every time he goes and has one of these
Yeah.
one of these podcasts.
I got to agree,
You don't see me stepping away on Thursday nights, right?
No. No.
No.
Well, I got to think. I don't, if I just say, because I'm pretty sure, I actually think
I
for a
live in a
second.
non-smoking building.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Did you guys hear anything I said?
No.
yeah. Well, yeah, I heard what you said.
We
You
just
didn't
heard
hear
this.
You didn't hear what we were saying.
I didn't hear you guys, but you heard me.
No, that's what we were
We
saying
asked
is
you-
you can't hear us.
We asked you when are all these events happening?
Well, when is Rattari's and where? Say this again, all from the beginning.
Rattari is at the expo. He's going to be at the expo for 3 days.
Which is
When
where?
is that? What's
I
the
get
date?
him mixed up. Okay.
In Edison at the 420 Expo. So that'll be fun.
When is
It'll be
that?
The 13th, the weekend of the 13th.
The weekend of the 13th. Okay.
Do they have a featured guess who's here this time attending? There's always somebody that
It's now it's a bunch of Italian people from The Sopranos.
No, I mean like it's like Tommy Chong or somebody they want to say, oh, I was gonna be there one day, and you come and hang out. I'm just
no, Bongholio's playing.
Nice.
Bongholio's going to do
right.
interviews. That'll be fun.
That is interesting. He's got a gig. It's like upon request. Usually it's may I come? Can I
It's
come in?
September
And now,
13th to the 15th for the 420 Expo.
oh,
And then when
Yeah,
is
what-
the next event?
The next event, there's a few events coming up. There's a union
Yeah.
event at the
There's
Union
one.
Hall. That's in October. There's why am I thinking September 23rd for something? 22nd.
that's Rattari's day.
Something's happening then because I'm in San Diego on that day.
22nd. What's on the 22nd?
It's the day before Rattari.
Yeah, I
I'm
think there's something.
I'm gonna be text messaging all of you saying I'm having a great time.
Yeah, do that.
Why not?
It's like a challenge. Now we got to have.
No,
a
you
great-
know what's good though? I can have the nurses call in, right? Because that's who I'm going to be with.
You can watch and eat your heart out that you're not in Trenton with us.
I know I'm sad.
I keep hoping for some kind of sign like the reason it's not on Thursday is because somebody already had a permit. For some reason, they didn't want a bunch of pot smokers sharing their permit, even though we would be out by the road,
Mhm.
And so it had to be, it turned out to be Monday. And so maybe sometime I had heard something about they might come back to do something in late September, which I know they weren't going to be doing anything originally till after an election. Now it said maybe, late October.
They said December 2nd.
Yeah, is that what it is?
That's the date. So far.
And they get a whole year's paycheck for taking a 5.5 months
Yeah,
vacation.
and they get lifetime salaries and all that stuff. Yes.
I mean, I know they call it a part-time job, but
I know.
yeah. Well, I tried to be a senator. I only got 5% of the vote. What can I say?
I voted for you. Now, can it? You did you mute yourself? I can't hear you.
Yeah, Lefty's muted again.
One of them's muted.
There you go.
Hey, uh,
So Kenny is running for Senate too on the green ticket.
Is he?
You're in the same. Aren't you president of his, little association there?
I'm a board member.
I thought you were president.
That's
You're president.
that's
how they have you
that's
listed.
that. I'm a president of that about as much as I'm a president of this.
Well,
I make a good president, but
you do.
I act on
You have a good
people with
president.
more experience. I act on their advice, So basically, when the coalition's doing things, I am not the front guy at all, And as I was saying
just the
before, because
agitator.
it's not board business though, but it'd be okay because the coalition is in the process of, it seems to be seriously time to send Scutari another official looking to engage. And I had apparently wrote something in a group email thing that I won't ever talk specifically about, but that wasn't totally dismissed, because I think it's going to be going on 4 years. It's not an accident. And we have one of our main dictum is that no one deserves to suffer needlessly,
Mm-hmm.
If people are suffering for something that should have been done, that's by definition suffering needlessly. It didn't have to be that way, and it isn't that way in just about every other state, both medical and adult use programs. We are the outlier state, so we're the outlier state. Why would anybody listen to us, for one thing? Because we'd have to say, hey, listen, look what happened in all your states. I saved them from in New Jersey. There's nobody saying that. So that's, of course, one of the things that I want addressed. What have we been saved from up to this point that's happening in another state? It's a simple question. And that's why we have 50 states doing a bunch of different things. We're supposed to be able to look at them for not just advice or so. I mean, it's what we do when we, how do you change a storm window? And you find 10 people, 6 people said one thing, 2 said, so you take the 6 people, it's advice. So if there's all these states that went one way and we went another way, and I'm seeing, and as we all are, a great problem, it shouldn't be up to us to say why it's needed. It should be up to Senator President Scutari to say what he saved everybody from, other than senators having any work or thought to do on this, He says
I think the video was a good thing. I think that's probably rattled a couple of bones. And I think you know what? I was kind of like this about the rat thing, but you know what?
Yeah, me too.
I think it's working.
Yeah. Well, okay, first of all, it's not a mean looking rat. When he's leaning back, it looks like he's laughing. Oh, look. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny. I think it's a great presentation. It really is.
It is. Now, I'm picturing him, and it seems that everybody else is good with the picture of Rattari holding a sign, not what it's going to be, but it's going to be short and sweet, medical home grow for New Jersey patients, not on my watch, exclamation, holding the sign up, like guarding the state house.
In that sign, now just, and don't say yes or no real fast. Just think about it.
No.
Within that sign, a picture, because, not for nothing, a lot of people don't even know who the hell he is.
Oh, no.
You need a picture of him.
I have it planned.
Okay, good.
We're the counter protest. There's the rat.
Mm-hmm.
Where everything else says Scutari, his name's Rattari.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story being told by different signs that will certainly be available.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Because like that was my original view, exactly what you said. And I was trying to think how but it's the visual. He's the rat. There's a 10-foot rat. It's the rat talking, And if I could make it a bubble thing coming out his head like in a cartoon, that would be it,
That would be fun.
Or maybe I could have
How about like doing like his head and then putting it on like a stick, like how people do that? And just sticking his face up and down,
with a
picture of him
with a long enough dowel of sorts,
right,
that goes right up and is attached to his hand.
Right.
It would look like he's holding it like a sign.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
I just had a funny idea.
What, Paco?
Why don't we just get a dummy with his face on it and get a guillotine and just drop it right on the dummy's head at the annex?
Because we are doing non-violent protest.
Oh, but that's not violent if it's a dummy. It's a reenactment of a guillotine.
But
Yeah,
but you know what? People don't like that stuff.
I have ideas like that.
I don't like the fact that I can't get a quality of life in New Jersey because I'm a medical patient and I can't get access to my medical marijuana. So,
the snap vision people see of things, or the picture, is pretty much going to be the story. I always come up with. I guess it's something they do in that movie, The West Wing, writing a speech, include something you would never say that you really want to say. Make sure that doesn't go out on the teleprompter. It's just, that goes to the editing. And I do that with what I would do, what I would like to do, what I'd love for somebody to do. But, I got to say, this is just too easy. Oh, it's all about, he's a rat, and there's just such a short path to that.
Okay, but we have to identify who Rattari is.
Well, if there's that sign has to be up with all other signs. There's Scutari everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
And I wish we had a. Remember, who was that used to have sitting in the chair? His head, you'd put it on. Remember that? It was like a rag doll type of guy. See, if you had him sitting on his chair holding up a sign back at Rattari, hey, Scutari, that would be funny. This thing looked actually real enough. People would come up from an angle and think it's a real person. Well, we're potheads. We're creatives. This is where we get to work to our advantage. Oh,
and you know what? On Halloween, you could have everybody dress up as him.
Oh, I like the idea, Paco, what you're saying about if there was just a way to have Wayne Marini impersonated the governor one time, and he cut his hair and dyed it. And came, and it was admirable. You could tell who he was supposed to be. But if he'd put on a Chris Christie mask, if there just was, that'd be a company that would gain some steam. I think there's got to be technology where people could send me a picture and how many masks do you want, and it might cost a little, but there'd be a market for it.
So there's a company that makes masks already that you can superimpose and print people's face onto. So I
guess that's kind of what I'm talking about.
They have like a Barbie face. They have like a Ninja Turtle face.
But with a picture, could they have a Scutari face?
Yeah. So you'd have to look up on the company to see if they do custom printed masks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they do because, like I said, it was more so like the Barbie logo with the Barbie face on.
Yeah. But
You
it
know what I
should be
mean?
it should be available. You know?
It should be, just you have to look for it. Not now. The question
Put that
is,
on
if
the
you're gonna do
agenda.
anything.
Put that on the agenda. Let's all dig into that when we think about it.
It's retarded, man.
If you don't see me reaching for a pen, I don't look right. I can see me up there. I'm looking, Jim. You don't say that. Reach for a pen. Oh, if I don't have a pen, for sure.
I need to join Lefty.
Kathy, do I have a pen somewhere?
I can't do anything in the car.
It's all good. I'm gonna join you right now, and
I
I'm
wrote
gonna
it down.
meditate.
You can't smoke in the car?
I hope you can smoke in the car.
Oh yeah, look at you got your smoke. You got some of the smoke in the car. You can't lead with "I can't do anything in the car." If there was like 10 things you wanted to do, where would smoke be on the list? Come on.
Priority.
No. Yeah, that's a 10-point letter. That's like a Q or a Z in Scrabble, and you got one. What was I gonna write down now? Fuck.
You're gonna write down the mask.
It's kind of funny that I forgot as long as it took to get a pen. And if you were gone, I'd be flipping the pen over my shoulder. Write it down now, Jim.
The mask.
We're done, Jimmy.
So,
Yeah.
so probably like a. So Paco, you know of this company that makes the mask?
I do not know of the company. I've just seen the mask before. In
Oh, you don't know of
the
it.
wild.
Okay,
No.
so we'll have to investigate that then.
That's yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's on the agenda
I
Investigate
got masks with a question mark circled on my notepad.
for Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween masks.
But the thing is, I risk looking at this like tomorrow going, masks? What's that? You know,
I'll remind you.
That's one I think I'm going to stick with.
You know
How
what?
about-
How about if like one of us, and I've got a ton of them around here too. We will have those Spirit of Halloween stores around. So ask them where they get their masks from, right? And how they do it. Because every year they come up with different things.
Maybe Guitar's got a twin brother who doesn't like him.
Nah, we would have found that out by now.
Yeah.
So you can order them on Amazon for $9.99. You just upload the picture of the person and select customize now.
Wow.
And then it gets
Oh,
delivered
that's
to your house.
way too easy. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's way better than holding up the mask on a stick, like that, the picture
Yeah.
on a stick.
Yeah, that
I'd
is.
say.
Okay. All right. So Amazon. So that's easy.
You just got to upload the picture, but the problem is I don't know if it's going to be here in time because it says it's not going to be delivered
Yeah.
until September
Oh,
20th or October 2nd.
Oh, we'll still need it.
Yeah, yeah. Halloween is October 31st.
Yeah. Hey, get it on spec,
Okay.
Huh.
And then could use the masks to go around trick-or-treating, at people's doors.
You could use that outside his office at a protest, arguing with everybody. Running away from him,
I love how the man is like super proud of like selling $60 eggs like it's an accomplishment.
Wow.
Like he's doing something. He's doing something good for the public.
Well,
As a disabled patient, I can't afford $60 an eighth when I have to smoke 2 ounces a week. When I have to smoke half an ounce of rosin a week, I'm not going to pay $90 a gram. Take a fucking walk. I really speak my mind for real, but we're live, so.
yeah, there really isn't very little room to say, well, at least I fill in the blank, because there's going to be a lot of things wrong with anything that gets done, but usually there's something to hide behind. He doesn't have much. And the shorter a version, I can condense this down to, because people will, well, why is this? So it's real important to have a specifically worded for that question at a Rattari event. In other words, Rattari himself could be holding, here's the information of why I'm doing this or whatever, I'm just saying. I think great to be able to be creative in a way that isn't openly venomous or aggressive, you know.
Mhm.
And we are the hurt party. I mean, patient, you know, none of us in particular.
So Paco, October 2nd, they would have that ready?
It says between September 20th to October 2nd.
Okay.
So you'd have to place the order and see how long it would take.
So how many would we want?
It says funny face mask with photo personalized mask with picture or logo on it
Okay.
for novelty mask for Halloween. So you send them a picture and then they superimpose the picture
Okay.
on the mask of whatever picture you send them. So that's supposedly a mask. You send them the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, that's some board business, you know.
I like
and then
that.
they put it on a little ski mask. It's like one of those like thin ski masks that you could wear. They even put like dogs pictures on it. You know what I mean? So
I like that. So how many would we want?
Oh,
Because I'll pull his face off of Facebook and I'll do it tomorrow if you want to do it. So think about it. You got till tomorrow.
yeah, I'll think about it. I'm not. I don't come
just
here.
do some research
I don't come
first
here
before
to
you
think.
just choose this one. But Lefty, I just texted it to you, the link for that mask, so you have it.
I believe we have
Honestly,
about 18. We had about $800 in the account, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was business. All right. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
all in favor of doing this, say aye.
Well, I like the idea, but you know, okay, what exactly? We get masks. What comes next? How are they to be used specifically?
You get to wear one.
Where? How? When? I mean, not how, but why?
I don't know.
You do whatever you want with your mask, Jim.
You know, the time I might be wearing one would be posing with Ratari. You know.
Okay, there you go. That's
or at any outing.
That's good.
Well,
where somebody could walk around with a
no to
medical marijuana, you know, or
if that's the case, do the paper one like you were saying on a stick, because that would be easier, so people can just hand it off and take pictures with it. Because I mean,
you know,
realistically speaking, you're not going to want to just pass around one mask that you got to put over your head and hair. I mean,
yeah, Paco's right about that. So maybe
it's not really hygienic to be realistic in public, you know.
Yeah,
if you get a paper and a stick one, you can just like take a picture with it.
Yeah.
Now, if you got one of those masks with Atari's face on it and then put it on the rat,
that would be
a bad idea.
That would be a really big mask, though.
Well, it's a stretchy mask. Okay. Well, I haven't seen the rat in person, so yeah, maybe you're right.
You could go to AI assisted, like all the pictures Lefty gets, and you know, and be very specific about here's what I want the mask for. Bet you can't do that, you know. And then AI will take the challenge and go, oh, yeah? And go, what's the dimensions? No, first of all, I love the environment of today where the silliest things that you wish you could do, you may well be able to do and just not know it. I mean, there's so much cool shit going on, you know? Oh, what's that?
Weirdos. That's cute.
Snack, man. Oh, what's up, Smokey? Hi, you woke up from a nap? Sorry, my dog woke up. He's just waking up from a nap. We're just getting back from the park not long ago. But he was napped. Okay, you want to give me a kiss? Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, I love you too.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Okay. All right.
All right, we done? Are we done?
Um,
Are we going to do the mask? What are we're going to think about it? What?
I mean, the mask is a good idea for sure for a photo op, but
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to chime in. I'm not on the board here. Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's a good idea.
yeah.
Or you could get a life-size cardboard cutout of them.
Yeah, but that's hard to do.
Mm.
That would be hilarious. Scutari next to Ratari would be hilarious. Leave it alone. It would be hilarious. I would die laughing if I saw that.
How much does that cost?
Yeah, I don't know. The mask itself is like 10 to $15, I think, on Amazon. I'm like on Amazon right now, the one I'm looking at.
That's what I'm saying. You can actually say, hey, maybe, and then end up finding shit, I'm trying to think of the things when I was a young man, what stumped old people. And some was pretty simple stuff, but it's so easy to get stumped.
When you were young, we were different.
Well, things that weren't moving upward at the degree they are now. That's the whole thing in Future Shock book written in the 60s. But what they got right was the fact that the acceleration in knowledge and things and all would start feeding on itself and rise at a rate. And they were saying, like, very early on, no one person will know everything. You have to start to rely on teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
And we've kind of gone the other way in a lot of respects. But so it's nice when it works, for you. And I mean, even Ratari, you could have a blow up thing like that before, but it was relatively cost effective. And I feel bad about stuffing his head into the container at the end. It's almost like, sorry, I felt like you develop a feeling towards this big laughing rat when he's back like that. Oh, left, yeah, and then along those lines, he's got, I believe, 4 points to secure him in a downward manner, like he's a tent or something.
Yeah.
Might want to have, if it's bungee cords, or something, anything, just so he can't get away. Yeah,
sandbags would probably work well.
Yeah, and just something you bang in like you do to hold a tent in place,
or a stake,
yeah, something like that, and do that. And so as long as you have 4 of the same length, you know where they go just by going opposite directions, with 2 people, and get that about right, and then go back the opposite way with 2 people and get them in about where you need them.
All right. Here.
I like that.
Now listen, I'll order a mask so we can see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'd love to say,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Lefty. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. A mask could be
a mask, and then we see what it looks like. We see if we like it. Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I vote yes.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah, 1 mask.
Well,
and one might be enough, just like Paco said about, putting that mask on, a big stick or whatever we have to do.
Cut a piece of cardboard out, literally, staple it to the back of a piece of wood, and then just put the mask over the cardboard, and it'll be a little more hygienic than running around and having just one mask.
And
I like that idea better, Paco.
On a nice, cool autumn day, having a hood on, we'll fit the mask better. I mean, you can tailor it no matter what you got. I'm gonna pin it up a little here and get it.
Listen, Jim, identity theft is no joke. All right.
That's really
hey, listen. All
right, I gotta go. Okay. I smell something burning. Okay, I'll order a mask. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's what I said. I smell something burning.
That's not good.
Yeah, here we go. September 22nd from 2 to 8, the Fight for Home Grow. The whole street is going to be locked down and food trucks. Big party.
Hold on a second. Are you just saying something to me?
Yeah, I thought you were finished.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the day I'm not going to be able to be there, too. That's the last day I have to be in Toms River. That's the day Rick's getting back from Canada, and he won't be worth a shit to mid next day after that, you know? Yeah.
Let's see. Big love from Ireland.
Is what it is.
Big love from Ireland.
Nice. Ireland, Nebraska.
And then we got here.
You're worldwide, Lefty, worldwide.
Here we go. Set up a mic. I like this idea. Set up a mic in front of the rat and videotape patients asking the rat why we can't have home grow.
Good idea.
And then see if we can have Pat Duff somewhere giving the answer, because he's very quick and he's good and he does voices.
Yeah, let's get Duff in on this one.
Yeah, no, he'd be good at it. You know,
that's hilarious.
Well, you know, yeah, it would be. Paco, he's the one that calls in as Governor Murphy. You know, and it's it's not Governor Murphy, but you definitely hear he's doing a better job than he wouldn't make a living at it, but it was noticeably who was the object of our discontent at that time.
And then we can flash the real Ratari's face over the polyester or vinyl Ratari.
That'd be a good idea.
Oh, this is funny. This is how I felt. I actually felt like this. Smoking cannabis and hiding in my car like in high school. That's exactly how I felt.
Yep.
Yes. 100%, man.
I don't know, man. You should have just stayed in your living room and smoked, dude.
Because the bosses are watching me right now.
Haven't you ever met anybody? I mean, I have a couple of times in a parking lot because I'm there sneaking one and somebody else is there and looks like somebody sneaking a smoke, you know. One time in particular, it was just after sunset at a outdoor thing. My cousin's in Virginia some years ago. And it was like families and stuff. So, we're not going to be having joints out where families were. And it was a big area farm that it was where cars were parked. So I moseyed over just when I couldn't be seen. And I bent down and I had a lighter and, it didn't light the first couple of times. So it made that lighter not lighting sound in the quiet evening over there. And I heard a very quiet voice say, "Oh, and I'm hiding what I'm doing from you." There's somebody like the next car that I didn't see in their car. It was quiet, the windows open. So we shared a joint. But now, I did just keep up my for the 25 bucks. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, sounds good. Sounds like a Tommy Chong discovery. Oh, like what's up?
I was searching along, and for some reason, I found a little more of an expensive mask.
Yeah.
But this is the coolest thing ever. Holy crap. You can do LED. Let's see if the camera picks it up. Different LED like faces and pictures on an application. Damn it. Hold on. I got to take this.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get Scutari's face and just put it on there on a LED screen.
Right.
Okay. I like the fact that you two like it.
So you can take the picture of whatever you pick up, and then you see the images on
okay.
the mask itself. You can do pictures of digital imposing of the actual camera of the actual thing. So it's like You can do different visual effects. You know, it's like $80, but like I said, you can if you put his picture on the mask, you can put his picture and his face moving, making different faces and different.
We can afford a few of those.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yes,
See,
do it.
this is also what I like about Sativa Cross. It's
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
yeah, it's a bit. I don't know how to say it, but there's still a lot of stoner feeling on the Sativa Cross side of the advocacy fence. You know.
Yeah, let's definitely do that because that's a better mask, and we should get one of those first, and
And then the other
and then
one
if
for
we
the
like it, we'll get like 2, 3 more.
And you know what? Even if it didn't work out, Lefty, you could use it as your activism mask for El Rampador.
Oh yeah.
Colorful El Rampador mask.
Oh,
Yeah. Winking El Rampador mask.
oh,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
That freaks
You know
some
what I'm saying?
people out, man. Go to
That's what I'm
49th
saying.
and B. You know.
You get an unhappy face when you drive past you. It's all digital. Like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, you
Just
could
an
change.
unhappy face, just unsmiling at me. What the hell?
That'd be funny.
People in Bayonne lose their mind.
El Rampador turning to a frown as you go a little too close.
Right?
You know? Oh man,
That would be funny.
always worth trying. You know. It's not about that. I mean, you know, it's all about getting that look, that being remembered.
Oh, is that the dummy's head? Would it be too much? Would it be too much if you guys got like a dummy and then put that mask of Ratari on the dummy and then hung the dummy in front of the annex? Is that too violent? Oh god.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting acquired. I'm not gonna say what brand on the recreational market, some hash. And it's not. I don't think it's worth the price point. It's not worth it at all in any way, shape, or form in the city of New Jersey. Didn't smoke well. Didn't smell good.
Oh.
I was not impressed. Not for no 89, or no, excuse me, $100
Mm.
a gram
ouch.
in the state. You know, for rosin. Like, no, thank you. I go through 3 grams of that, almost 2 to 3 grams a day. Like, no, thank you. I'm not spending that type of money. Just for me to be able to, live a decent quality life. No thanks.
You know, I get comfortable enough having a puff whenever I want during these often Zoom meetings. And occasionally, if I'm out somewhere and I have to cough, I have an instinct to reach for a mute button, but I can't, because there is no mute button. I'm having a, so I do pretty good.
Haha, Jim, what about when you're walking out to smoke and you see someone you don't know smoking in their car and you get them scared until you give them the thumbs up and flash them your joint?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. That was in effect, I guess what happened is a voice saying to me, for them, they're hiding and all of a sudden they hear click, 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 and they look. And what I did is I opened the door to my car because I knew the light wouldn't come on and she's on the other side of my car. And I wasn't looking up. So basically my head just appeared up, kind of look over and go, Yeah. I know one time, this is going back when I was first meeting Cheryl in Oklahoma, back in my younger days, and I had a siding crew of 4 people, and I had just hired somebody, I guess it was like on a Friday, and I went to actually a bluegrass festival on Saturday, and I was on my way into 7-Eleven when I got back. Now, he saw me in my car at 7-Eleven and came pulling up, and then back, or he actually backed in so he'd be next to me. And he said, "Listen, I don't know. I didn't talk to you about this yet, and I hope this isn't going to go the wrong way, but by any chance, do you have any pot?" You know, now he was like, he didn't know, but what he saw about the crew said, yeah, that should be the case. And I just happened to have something I lit up. I was on my way out. So I lit a joint. It was about 2/3 of the way done. I lit it, and then he backed in next to me. So I had a joint that was burning just below the window. When he thought he'd throw it out there bold because he is a little hard up, and he didn't, and his girlfriend was there looking like, I hope this doesn't hurt your job or whatever. And I wasn't holding one in, but it was still burning. So when he said that, I picked it up and, took a toke and then passed it over to him. And he was a little shocked, and I just sort of waved and backed out, It's like really cool. And stuff like that does happen, though. I liked it first, way back in the day when I was kind of considered for some reason, people thought if you worked at getting pretty good grades at all in school, you probably weren't going to be smoking in high school. And I never got offered anything. I've always resented that.
It was the other way around for me because I have ADHD, so cannabis actually helps me focus.
Yeah.
And I also have dyslexia, so like jumble words and letters around. And cannabis helps me focus. That's how I literally was able to study the knowledge to be able to make my own medication and or wash my own hash, at the end of the day. I dropped out of 8th grade because I couldn't stay in school because of my dyslexia and ADHD. Middle school, I didn't even go through high school. I think I went from night school to like 11th grade maybe. And cannabis is what helped me through that.
It keeps me. It's hard to explain sometimes when it's like, why for me, especially in times when I need to be centered, when I need a little less static, a little less diversion, a little less shiny things around to catch my attention. And that's what does it. But with me, edibles being maybe bumped up a little bit with some inhalation is killer. For getting into a zone, and that I'm trying to do some writing as well. That's a tough zone to get into. It really is, I mean, it means everything in getting it done. So it's kind of fun when that happens. And then all of a sudden the original train of thought needs almost no editing. And then read it the next day and it's holy shit. It doesn't need editing the day after, Sometimes things look different after time and fresh read, but it really helps me straighten. It gets rid of some of that carnival in my head, quiets it down a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, I'm always glad when somebody understands the really directness of that reference.
No, it literally calms the static in my mind down.
Yeah. Okay.
It shuts everything off. You know what I mean? Because everything on the outside world is just constantly being projected in. I'm just like hard to filter each indecisive thing because of my ADHD. You know what I mean? It helps me focus on each individual thing at once.
When I had to get up for work certain times, and it'd be 6 o'clock. Some actually a little earlier, 5:45 at least. And if I wasn't asleep by like 12, I'd get to bed around 11, and that's till 12. Now I'm like, oh, when am I going to go to sleep? I'm only going to get 6 hours. It's going to be a long, hot day. Damn it. Now it's 12:15. Shit. Okay. When I found out that having a cookie's worth, as an example, that somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes later, that's all, not like an hour, but 15, 20 minutes later, I still wouldn't be asleep, but I wouldn't care. I didn't care. I realized that I had no anxiousness about me. I had no worries about falling asleep. I had pleasant thoughts. I was, and then you don't feel it. You're asleep a minute later. So as soon as you stop worrying about not being asleep, you go to sleep. It's that simple. And it's that regular, never fails. So it doesn't help me sleep. It allows me to. I'm the one that stands in my own way. Most people are, I guess, Yeah, it's just, you guys think it can use it for everything. Not my fault.
I use it for damn near everything. No
Yeah.
reason not to.
No, it's that I didn't make the plant. Somehow the plant was made that it has more uses than any other plant probably known to mankind. So many ways, and of the plant, food, fuel, fiber, and the seeds, linoleic and linoleic essential fatty acids, they're awesome. So whoever you think made the plant, blame that fucker for it, not me. I can't help it if it works for all this shit,
Not to mention how good it is for the environment.
All that. It's like a miracle plant. So hey, what we should do? Make it illegal? What? No. Come on. That is the absurdity that, not that we're going to have that many future generations, in my opinion, but that'd be the one that's hard to fathom. How did that last that long?
I have a question. You can't overdose on smoking opium, right? You just go to sleep. So does opium have the same properties where they just kind of weaponize?
I believe you can overdose on opium if you smoke too much.
Really, and die?
Yeah,
I believe that. I believe your heart may stop. I'm not 100% sure, but I can look it up right now since I got my cell phone here.
That's what I call my answer machine.
It's not like heroin though, or fentanyl. It's like there's other things in opium that work together with the pain relief, I guess, like CBD works with THC. That it's probably better to take natural opium than it is to take fentanyl.
I don't know. I never having experienced opium. It always seemed to me that it made people feel like I don't need to do any more right now. Not like, can I get more? Can I get more? It's like you reach a point of not just diminishing returns. It's just you're that savage, It's the way, it's what everybody's doing. You talk about that. This is like the most super indica you could possibly get, or something. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't rush out and try a lot of things. Although MDA, not MDMA, MDA was purportedly that's something that was able to be crushed and snorted like 50 years ago. And it was the fastest hallucinogenic trip I'd ever had. The time it took to clear the burn out of my nose in a bathroom, I felt it. And by the time I jumped to fall on the bed, I was like, bah, 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 bah. And Donald Duck, I had a Donald Duck poster. It came boogalooing out right over me in the bed. And I swiped at him and he went into a million colors. And it was all over in half an hour. Explain me that, though. Comes on in 30 seconds and is gone except for extra sensory hearing for about an hour or two. Well, look at that. Who
Ducky.
Who dat?
So I'm reading up here that it says you can overdose from smoking heroin and opiates. It says here because it slows and stops your beating heartbeat. It's there, slows your breathing and stops your heartbeat. So it's possibly that if you smoke too much of opiates, whether that be pill form, heroin, and or opium itself, it says it may cause still slow breathing and slowed heart rates.
Interesting.
So it says.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about straight opium though, not no pills or no heroin, just straight opium from the poppy.
Yeah, no, this says all opiates, whether it be pill form, heroin, or opium.
It's never in that scale though. Is okay. How many times did people credit their life to opiates? Got rid of the pain, saved my life. Whatever. There's probably people that do, but when so nobody ever overdosed. That's true on cannabis. But then put alongside that right alongside it, how many people it's helped. I mean, it's perfect. We must save this planet. We must.
So
Must
I
rise
was
up.
I was at a cookout, and I was talking to this old time Marine, pretty much anti-cannabis his whole life, and he's like older now. He's like in the 70s, and he has heart problems, and he has a lot of back problems. He has a cane, and he's on all these pills. He's taking all these fucking pills. And I said, I used to take pills too, and I got off from using cannabis. And he said, he tried some gummies. I was surprised. He said he went to some place and tried some gummies to go to sleep better. He said it didn't really work for him, but I was surprised to hear that this guy was willing to try gummies. Because I guess because it's legal now, there's less stigma to it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I used to try to help my grandmother when I had my medical card. I'd give her, topicals and stuff to put on her neck and back, because she has damn near the same thing I have. Because but the form of arthritis I have, ankylosing spondylitis, I get it from her genetically. So it's like it's just passed down generationally, and she got it around the same time I did, late 30s, early 40s, and that's literally what's going on with me. It's just like starting to take over, And she's like, no, I don't want none of that stuff. No, it's gonna get me. I'm like, Grandma, it's not gonna mess you up. It goes on your skin. No.
Yeah.
I go to Oregon, 5 years, come back. She's got a medical card when I move back. I'm like, what? You got a medical card? What do you got a medical card for? Oh, I go there and I get a little vape card. I get topical. I'm like, Grandma, I was giving you that stuff years ago. And now because the doctor says so, I was like, hey, if the doctor says so, go ahead and do it. Go ahead. Like, more power to you, because the doctor in the white coat tells you it's okay.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah. That's a heavy whatever, though. I know. Yeah.
Like, I tried to help you,
but I've had similar sort of experiences, where it's never really comes full circle back to, hey, you were right. Thanks for trying. You could. Yeah, actually, there is times when, we all should realize we're going to be thrust into positions of being in the proximity of someone that needs to hear, we were right and you were wrong. Do you realize that? That's all. I mean, just passing, maybe, getting wanded into the state house and all of a sudden somebody's there. I mean, I got to talk with Senator Singer just leaving a hearing. We're walking right out the same door, and
I know he's all about it. He wants to get this homegirl going.
Yeah.
He said, what do you think? What did he say? I saw his campaign ad the other day. He said he's for the middle class family, and they shouldn't be left behind. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, so help the middle class by getting homegirl going, dude. Like, it's like I understand cannabis is legal in the state of New Jersey, but it's legal for like high-end class rich people, unfortunately. It's not for medicated people who are on disability or Medicaid or some sort of medical disability of some sort. Like,
Republican co-sponsor, it's kind of nice. I ran into him in the Adelphia cable newsroom thing. They were doing like, it's Comcast rather. Comcast Newsmaker. That's what it was. Yeah, Comcast Newsmaker. So they do a thing. It's like a 5-minute interview. It's a one-shot thing, And so you're waiting your turn or on your way out. Now, I was on my way out, and I guess he was on his way in, and we talked for a minute back then. I think I reminded him of that, but he's always been kind of middle of the road as far as a Republican goes. He's never he didn't do as much as he could have earlier, but it was good running into him at the State House. But I just want to run into, like, I don't know, at a homegrown hearing, some of the old arch nemesis, or is that plural, arch nemesis, may show up, like David Evans, I hear, is still in the mix. I just want to be like right in his face. You're wrong. I was right.
I want to run into Murphy one day. If I could run into Governor Murphy, I'd give him a piece of my mind and go, like, yo, what's up? Dick Cheese? What's happening? Why isn't it medical home grow legal yet, man? You know?
You didn't answer terminal patient Jeff Oakes when you read his question about why you help people die and you won't help them live by growing a plant. That's the straight ass question. Why does New Jersey help terminal patients die that they will not help the same patient live by growing a weed? Think about it. We'll help you die. No, I don't want to die. I want to grow a weed. Nah, can't help you. We'll help you die. But the weed, what if it kept me from dying? Well, that's kind of a conundrum, isn't it? You know, and the governor was offered that, and he hasn't had an answer yet. And I think, you know, it'd be nice if there was a way to address that one day. You know,
Yeah, right.
thing is, I wish I could just carry something, 3x5 card in my pocket. When the situation arises, I would have it right there. Sometimes you get caught unprepared, you know. Like at a Springsteen concert. Who would have thought Lefty would get to talk to Scutari and Christie at the same time? Yeah. Man, you made good use of it. What, Lefty, when did he do the "we've actually been talking about that" quote? Was that at the concert, or was that when some other time? Lefty. There you are. No, he's gone.
He's gone.
All right.
It's us, then. He must have backed out by
Very
accident.
nice. Come on, week 7 of flower.
Nice. Week 7 is when they start stretching. It's a home stretch, literally. Got this. Make sure you stay on top of your humidity and you'll be good to go. Don't let it get too humid. Keep that mold out. You'll be good.
It's so nice, you know. So much better.
I miss growing, to be honest. Like, it's been almost 3 years now, you know, since I moved back here to Jersey, and I can't grow here. You know, I was growing in Oregon. I had 6 plants in the ground in Oregon. You know, I had 4 indoor. The 6 I had in the backyard were in totes, literally totes, before I transferred them into the ground. The root zones were massive. Like, I literally harvested, like, I think 4 to 5 pounds. It was a CBD 1-to-1. It was a Huck Web at the time. Like 4 to 5 pounds in my own backyard. I had smoked cigarette, like, you know, joint smokes for like 3 months straight on top of making edibles, like, you know, 1-to-1. Can't do that here. God forbid. Jim, you're muted. Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, but you didn't hear the cough that led to it, so it's a wash, you know. Yeah, the fact that growing one's own, especially even if you're a terminal patient, there's something about growing your own medicine that I forget what it was called. It was Valerie Carell and oh God, husband Joe. I'm terrible with names, but anyway, yeah, they had I believe it was 200, 250 or 200 specific and a limit patients. If you're terminal, you could come and some stayed there. You know, it's somewhat of a co-op, but and stay there and grow your own. And it was worked so well, but then I guess it was federal that wanted to shut them down, and they did. But why they were there? The one road that had a big gate that they got through was closed with people on the other side, and they had them at a standoff. And the sheriff was saying, "I'm not going to call, you know, do anything. You went over my head and all that." The point is that they ruined a whole lot of lives just by yanking weeds. You know, a simple thing like that. And it's kind of like, you know, it's not lying, not telling somebody something that you know they'd want to know, but it is. It just needs a better descriptor. Doing that, like keeping somebody from growing something that might save their life. You do that to enough people, it definitely did not allow somebody their full lifespan, and certainly didn't allow them a quality of life everybody deserves, especially towards the end of their life. And that's like a real fact. And I don't have blinders that get rid of that for me. I can walk through life with my blinders on and seeing what I want to see. I can, but not on that. And I don't know. I'm feeling like it can't keep up much longer. I don't know that it's going to be for an overriding increase in our effort and others, or they've just got their fingers in so many holes they can't, and eventually it's, I just hope it's not going to be, my God, I got to resegregate all this. I know where to get it. But when Nick Scutari said that he could see medical happening for sure, maybe just a really, really strictly controlled program with just the sickest, I'm quoting, just the sickest, or at least the most, and then he started looking for words. Yeah, that's a tough dividing line, And the thing is there's, if we have a program that has the rules it does to be in the registered patient program, there's your pool right there. You don't cut people. Say you're okay to be in the registered New Jersey program. We charge you to be in it. You got to see a doctor and do all, even though you're an adult, but you don't get to grow your own, because you're not close to dying as other people who get to grow, which doesn't even make sense, because like, if you're that close to dying, you want people to grow to keep them from getting that close to dying. But it's also, I don't know. I gotta make another note. That's when something. When I got to look to, how do I say it? It's like when you file something. I gotta know 2 words that'll I'll know what they mean. But it would be nice if I kind of try to correlate people I know in other states who might know a legislator in that state who would sympathize with what we're going through in New Jersey and would offer their contact for Senate President Scutari specifically to please be in touch, to be able to have that to offer. He doesn't need to go to Colorado, and maybe it's time he talked to his counterpart in a state that's gone the other way. Or, maybe he can find a state that has a problem somewhere and, do that. But what's the point of being United States if you don't look at others' success and failures to know which road you want to take? You can't just keep closing, it's called cognitive dissonance, but add to that we got to definitely understand there's things we don't not know at play. Otherwise, a lot more of this would add up. So, not going to add up. There's maybe strings being pulled by somebody we don't know, or something going on. But, man, get in touch with your senators. Tell them how you feel. Not enough.
No.
Wasn't it Scutari who went to Oregon to explore the medical program out there years ago? Is that him or no?
Well, he went to Colorado a couple times. He seems to like Colorado. Did he try some? Did he try some in Colorado, Lefty? Did he, or didn't he not? I think he did.
No, he forgot his license and he couldn't.
Because I know there was a senator that also went to Oregon too.
He may have.
And when it was like medical back in the day, New Jersey was medical. Before I moved to Oregon, he was out there a couple months prior to me moving out there. Apparently. I forgot who it was. Damn it! Oh, that's tough. I gotta look it up again.
Yeah. Well, I know by the 23rd, You could be totally prepared on site for what's this all about? Okay, there's at least a page of a description here. This goes with you. It's what it's about. You don't have to read it now. Here's the short form, what it's about. And you never know. This is the kind of thing. We got a picture of Ratari. We're going to have a plan. And the thing is, I have to have all my shit done like, I don't know, next 10 days or give or take. Because I'm going to be pretty much not doing shit, having to do with this. I'll be keeping abreast of stuff. And I'll have time where I am to do what I can do, but I know how it goes. And I don't like the idea there's not a full day in between where I get to get things ready for Ratari's day. But that being the case, it also gives me time to send this to New Jersey news media organizations. Mayor Slayer, all right.
Mayor Slayer.
Yeah. Yeah, you already came up once today. Trying to read.
What'd you say?
Well, no, we were talking about things, and being as we can take care of business like really quick, we mostly just getting high and keeping in touch. And Sue just left. It's been a nice, interesting day. But we were talking about the view of Ratari, and not necessarily for the 23rd, his main coming out at the State House, but to have what would appear to be a microphone in front of his mouth where he could be taking questions and somebody would be the voice of Ratari.
Well, on the 22nd,
and that's where you came up.
On the 22nd, I mean, I don't know if Lefty has mentioned this.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
but
did.
I'm having the Fight for Home Grow Festival, and I was hoping to have Ratari right there next to the stage.
Yes.
So
Yes.
he could be a part of the show. And I'm hoping to have Skatari come. I'm gonna go sit in his office and talk with him.
Gotta have hope.
And see if he's willing to at least talk to me. I'm gonna invite him. I'm gonna tell him about the rat.
Yeah. Well, there's value in getting the offer from somebody like you who can make a serious offer, because then you also have the fact that he turned down a nice offer. I mean, it's a matter of facts, or going into his timeline, so to speak.
He was the one that said to me, I asked him directly at the hearing, why hasn't home grow been added to this bill? And he said because the state president at that time, which was Sweeney, would have killed the bill. And if it was up to him, he would have it. He didn't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he kind of forgets about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
of course he does. So you got a good straight face. That's why you're the guy for the job.
Yeah, and we got some cool bands. We got Crickets and Cicadas, who's like a really cool Grateful Dead tribute band. They're so much fun to watch. I'm gonna have a reggae band. I think I already secured one, but I can't say the name yet. But we'll have vendors there.
Vendors, some great flour vendors and hash vendors, and and all very affordable. And we'll also have speakers. So I'll be hoping that some of you could speak if you wanted to come, get up there and give a little education too while we're doing this.
I earlier in the meeting is making sure. Yeah, my brother takes care of stepdad, like lives, and where I am every Sunday, the house I grew up in and all. And he's finally getting back to Canada after almost 2 years to see his wife, who's there taking care of her terminally ill mother. So they got this similar situation. So he's got a week back there, and I am taking his place as the sole caregiver and somebody who needs pretty constant watching out. He's not like taking care of Cheryl hard, but with certain risk, especially at this point in his life. And it's right on through the 22nd. It's from the whatever is 10 days before, 12, 13, something. It's from a Saturday to a Sunday. And his traveling day on the way back is Sunday. That means I'm staying through till Monday, the 23rd, and I'll be taking off for Trenton, Rattari's day on the 23rd. And I can't believe what I'm missing the day before those. It's tearing me up.
Life goes on.
I really want to be there.
Well, the good thing is, Mondays, not a lot of people kind of have the option to come out to do the protests. So maybe this will lead into getting a better showing of people who really want to fight for home grow. I got a lot of people helping me right now that are, pretty influential. So I think it's going to be pretty well attended. So let's say we could get a couple hundred people to show up, at this event. That could
but this is a great coming out for Rattari. That's way better than the State House. That's where you want to do it, in front of the crowd that loves you.
And you know what? An interesting dynamic. Because the way Trenton is white hats and black hats. Good guys and bad guys, right? But everybody they wear the hat when they need to wear the hat. They'll be the good guys, they'll be the bad guys. Everybody in the same kind of like swoop. In politics, it says if you're not willing to strike, then you're going to be struck. So they can take razzing like that, the whole rat thing. I think he'd actually enjoy it. He think it'd be pretty funny. But what would be great is if he can come kill the rat, and I'm going to tell him that he can come kill the rat, deflate the rat, just help us support home grow. You know what I mean? Like, and it will allow him, if he allows home grow, to decimate the rat himself.
Wow. That's what you've come across something. We felt almost ceremonial less when it was time to deflate Rattari. That's why I took a quick little video of it, deflating into Lefty's arms, going low, like Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch was just sort of melting. And, it was almost like unceremonious to stuff him in his container after that. But I like the idea. Lefty, you ought to have like something you could play when you deflate him. I mean, make it a ceremony by having a special song. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, well, I mean, what the way I see it is it's it's a bad look on a politician to withhold rights of citizens that they think they already have. So one of the main things I'm going to be doing, and I've been trying to do it, but I've just been so busy with a lot of other stuff lately, is I want to just ask New Jersey residents if they think home grow is legal. Most of the people I ask, they say yes. So, and I need Scutari to understand that they've created a catch-22 for the citizens in New Jersey, because most people think it is legal. And then if the day they find out it's not is when they get arrested.
Then making it legal for patients would solve that problem, because
making it legal for everybody.
But
everybody, Jim.
No,
everybody.
But not at patients' delay, not a day. I'll go to the end of the rope on that one. But let's be common sense here. It's not going to happen for everybody at the same time. It's likely going to happen. Hold on, Jim. Hold on for patients first, and then adults have something.
Every legal state legalized growing cannabis except for New Jersey for all citizens.
Right.
So why would you want to revert?
No, because it's gonna be that way. What I don't want is what happened with Jake's Law. Jake's Law. It was attached to home grow for adults and everything that went with it, and it wasn't getting through. That's what we couldn't even get it untied. And as soon as it got away from adult, at least Jake's Law didn't have home grow, but it had all the stuff that was being caught in the web. And the fact that there are Republican co-sponsors and none in the Assembly.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that it's gonna happen that way.
What way?
It's patients will get it before adults. There's two separate bills. The one for adults is not going to be heard before the patient's bill gets heard. It's just not going to be that way. I can't.
But why do you say why? The question is, and my question for you is, I know it seems important for you, but there's how many more people out there that don't have a card? How many people actually have a card in New Jersey?
Oh, I probably 75, 80,000 or so. Not a lot.
I bet it's way, way less than that now. Now that legalization's been around for a couple of years.
No, yeah, well, it came down from 130. I'm saying it got way less. That is the way less.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And so you got what? You got 8 million people in this state. 9
million, yeah. Of which probably, I mean, there could be so many more registered patients, but.
Yeah, but that's not that. I'm telling you that the goal should be to have what other states have.
Okay, going for having two bills and one with both. One is just for the adult home-grow bill. There's a bill. Everybody can stick up for the adult home-grow bill. It's there. It exists. Everybody could also stick up for a patient-only bill. It's there. It exists. Everybody could also stick up for a bill that includes everybody.
But
they are
listen,
not mutually exclusive, so we shouldn't make them that way.
Jim, but one covers all. The other does not.
Yeah. So if the one that covers all can't happen as fast as I maintain, it will not.
Sure, but
it's like, well, the medical program got told we had to wait until the program was up and running in 2009. Adults got told that 2 years ago.
Look at all those places that were trying to open that filed the lawsuit that said give me a head start. They got fucked.
Yeah. Oh, here's the key though. I don't have a vote, so like. I only go so far down this road, and I just shrug my shoulders and say, let's see which way it goes. I tell people what I think, and everybody can tell people what they think, but I won't belabor it past a certain point.
What's interesting is once you go into that, okay, just medical only, then they go, okay, well, which conditions?
Who listens to me? Nobody listens to me, right?
You're not.
You know that. Seriously, let's start with that. Nobody gives a fuck what I think, Pat.
Jim,
that's been a problem for me forever, but now it's not a problem. I get to say what I think. It has no consequence, but what you say does have consequence. So say what you say. I'll say what I say, and then we're friends.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm saying, listen, understand this. I've watched legal games played with a lot of these laws throughout a couple decades, and you have too.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things they do is once you say, okay, it's only medical, then they start limiting what conditions can do such, limiting the amount this person can do. Well, this person needs a little bit more, so this condition gets this. If you just follow what people voted for, which was legalizing people to be able to grow and sell it, not to be regulated by the state. It didn't say that in the tech wording of the question. If they just stuck by what it is, that would make it much easier. And to be honest with you, Jim, I think
I don't disagree.
The only way it gets done is through a lawsuit. It's through somebody growing plants, getting arrested, and then suing them and saying.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Or do you think they're letting some of this go? Like we've seen it happen with like Willie Beamer. All of a sudden they get away.
Look at Weed Man.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he's got plants growing in his backyard, dude.
Oh, they couldn't be more selective,
So, but I'm saying that it's going to take. And you know why they don't do nothing to him? Because he was the first one to take him to court and beat him. And then the whole scheme goes up in smoke. So I have no problem with getting medical passed, but I do have a problem with not asking for more, because when you ask for less.
No, but we are. There's a bill for more. There's a bill for adults and everybody. They're there.
I support
but I think that.
Hey, listen, I gotta go. I got my son coming.
Pat, real quick, I can ask your question at the expo. Bongholio can ask your question to 1,000 people.
Yes.
So there you go. We got that.
And we need somebody to do the voice for Rattari one time.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
There you go.
That's called a hard stop. That's like when you go to commercial break. Right now.
That was good. That was fun.
That's great, man.
Yeah,
Fountain of
thanks.
information right there.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be an active year.
What is it? September and October are going to be off the hook.
Well, shouldn't that get things running the right way? There's, a lot of long range plans people have we don't know about, and they're going to start coming to fruition. And things are going to hopefully change rapidly, but I'm feeling pretty safe. I don't know. I think people don't look over their shoulder anymore. It is a good point to be taken that people think you can grow your own here. I was surprised when we found that out at Willie Beamer's thing with the woman who 16-year-old son grew it for her, and she thought he was doing it legally because, But I cannot believe how many people are willing to say we thought it included home grow. Who in New Jersey is old enough to vote, and maybe has been in New Jersey for a while, thought that something not mentioned like that in what you were voting on was just automatically going to be included? That's like that's some pie up in the sky shit right there. Is New Jersey? If it doesn't say it's legal, it ain't going to be legal. If it's something you want that it can get a slice of the pie on. Yeah, it's all about getting a hearing anyway. That's all it's about. One goal only. I honestly think that just having that hearing is the beginning of the end right there, and that's why Guitar is not letting it happen. He knows that too. It's going to be such a big deal when it gets a hearing, and the testimony is going to be good, and the stuff against it isn't going to stick, and it's going to kind of open the gates. And then he's got to give up some political capital to keep it from being voted on. And is he willing to do that? Oh, he can stretch it out till next session. I don't know. It's just we haven't moved the goalposts in 3.5 years at all. We haven't got a first down. No, we got a first down.
Because he was hoping we would shut up as soon as it went recreational and illegal. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't mind.
Thanks to him, it just made us louder.
Well, listen, I got to get going to my dinner. Yeah, pretty soon. Being as I don't eat till 6:30, when 6:30 comes around, I'm generally pretty ready to eat.
Appetite should be nice and ready.
Yeah, well, I keep the big bag of nuts for a snack because I like cashews, and they pretty well take the edge off my appetite pretty quick. So.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm allowed that. Coincidentally, at 4:20, it was going to be 4:30, but I figured I'm a sucker for moving it. 4:20, I can have cashews. Can't eat till 6:30. I have rules that I make myself that I don't like. But oddly enough, if I on purpose just do something that my impulse is to do and I don't, sometimes something actually happens that's good. Not a direct result of that. A total coincidence usually. But it's almost kind of like, get out, really? So, that's been another fun. From Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm still going to forget again one day, but I'm trying to not forget and miss stuff because I miss Rator's initial setup and all. So I'm trying to toe the line here.
So it just popped into my head. Who was the sender that went to Oregon to investigate Oregon's medical program? And it was Sweeney.
Really?
Yeah, when he was the president, when he was senator president. So that's how New
Damn.
Jersey started its medical program, was because they kind of like, from what I remember, is what they were like going over there to like investigate Oregon's medical program. And I believe it was Sweeney and Scutari that went.
They went to
That could
find
be
out.
wrong,
Yeah.
but that's like one of the main reasons why they were like, no, no homegrown. But I could
Well,
be,
yeah, maybe they went over there to find ways to stop it. Hey, let's go over see where it's working and make sure we know what we got to hide. Yeah. Wow. Hey, kudos, man. That'd be some style points.
I wonder if Kevin Sabet has ever talked to Scutari or Sweeney.
Good question. He's good at what he does with so little to work with. I mean, there's just some people, what they're doing isn't quite so obvious, and he's kind of one, I guess. Some people just, they have no cards to play and they pretend like they do, and then they end up looking stupid. All right, well, listen, it's been good, but I'm clocking out. I say that, and then it takes me like 10 seconds to find out how to do that. I gotta say,
you got this, Jim.
If it was drinking, this would be like my corner bar. It's like, come here, we do business, but I pretty well always leave in a very good mood, and I enjoy that part especially. That's that setting, first, exit full screen. That's always helpful. There we go. Tiny people. Okay, leaving the studio. Take it easy, Paco. Take it easy, Lefty. Good health. And I got to get started on some of them signs. I got to have like a calendar walk down to being like, I'll have my phone the whole time I'm in Tonga, but the shit I can't do. So if I have at least a little more access with an iPad. Yeah, I don't like it, but I'm glad that I can, because otherwise I don't know what would happen. So big appreciation for what Rick has to go through as it is. But George is doing good right now, so it's the job at night is to not fall asleep too sound, because you want to hear things go bump in the night. And very likely over the course of that many days, and it could be a cleanup in aisle 6 necessary. God knows where everything is.
You got this, good Jim. You got this.
Yeah, no, I do. I really do. I just got to keep myself settled. So, but it's good, and all goes well. 23rd's going to be there. It's going to be quite a first day without 24-hour responsibility. That's a great thing. I can go straight there from Tom's River.
Right.
Yeah. I'm liking that.
Shot right over.
It's hey, if not, I would have got somebody else there. I mean, for the day. Not that couldn't have been done, but like not to do that. Special situation. All right, everybody. Good night. I see leave studio. That's what I'm doing.
Later,
Take it easy.
Lefty.
Wow.
Why did you just sound like Little Nicky? Why did you just sound like Little Nicky?
Did you hear that?
You sounded like, I'm not going to lie, it was very demonic sounding when you said, I'm looking for my headphones.
My headphones.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? You sounded like Little Nicky from the movie with Adam Sandler back in the day.
Oh, wow.
You remember Popeyes?
I need to watch that movie.
It's such a good movie. Little Nicky.
I like dumb shit like that.
Yeah, because he was like, I understand, with your religious beliefs and stuff, but it was funny because he was like demonic voices over fried chicken with a bulldog. Yeah. It's just stupid, it's like, he was like, I need more fried chicken. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go get some fried chicken.
You have a good night. It was nice seeing you, Lefty. It was nice catching up with you, bud.
You too, brother. I'm coming to South River soon. Before it
Let
gets
me know. Whenever you're ready, before it gets cold. I don't want you out here freezing your buns off either.
No, I'm done after it's cold.
That's what I'm saying. But you have a good night, man. Get home safe.
You too, brother.
Later.
See ya.